Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. I am happy to welcome you all for our online teaching academy, Ekalaiva. For the class 9, subject biology, unit 18, the name of the unit organization of tissues. Children, in the last class, that is previous class, we discussed about the permanent tissues, right? The permanent tissue is nothing but a mature cells are incapable of cell division. In that permanent tissue, we discussed about a simple tissue and complex tissue. Simple tissue means the tissue composed of single type of cells. It is of three types. One is parenchyma, second one is collenchyma, and third one is chlorine. So all these we discussed in the last class, previous class. Now we are going to discuss about the complex tissue. The complex tissue is nothing but the tissue composed means made up of more than one type of cells. That is, the cells are not in same, they are different. More than one type, different types of cells are there. So complex tissue are of two types. One is xylem and phloem. This xylem and phloem both are the conducting tissues. Xylem conducting water. It conducts water from the soil, from the roots to all parts of the plant body. Phloem also a conducting tissue. It conducts food materials from the leaves to all parts of the plant body. Okay. Now we will going to discuss about the phloem in detail. Phloem is a complex tissue. Yes, it is made up of more than one types of cells. Is it right? And it consists of following elements. The first one is sieve elements. Second one is companion cells. Third one Plurium Fibers, and fourth one Plurium Parenchyma. So while pronouncing the word phloem means phloem. So you have to write correct spelling, Phloem. Most of the children make mistake like this. It is wrong. So phloem means phloem. So the phloem consists of four elements. First one is sieve elements, second one is companion cells, third one Plurium Fibers, and fourth one Plurium Parenchyma. First one phloem, the sieve elements. Sieve elements, that means the conducting elements. Among the four elements, the main conducting elements is sieve elements. The conducting elements of the phloem are collectively called as sieve elements. The sieve tubes are elongated. So sieve elements is also called as sieve tubes. They are elongated, that means they are very large, elongated tube-like structure, tube-like slender cells placed end to end. Okay. The transverse walls of the ends are perforated and they are known as sieve plates. The main function of sieve elements is translocation of food from the leaves to all parts of the plant body. So main function is translocation. It translocates the food materials from the leaves, very important, from the leaves to the storage organs of the plant. Storage organs means the root, stem, etc. Okay. So see the picture here, children. These are the sieve elements or sieve tubes. They are long, slender, tube-like structure. Okay. Sieve elements is also called as sieve tubes. They are long, elongated, perforated, tube-like structure. Okay. Second one is companion cells. The name itself you can easily understand the concept. Companion, it always placed very near to the sieve tube or sieve elements. It always it gives company to the sieve tubes, right? They are the elongated. It is also elongated, that means very long, elongated cells attached, very important, it always attached with the walls of the sieve tubes. So hence they are called as companion cells. These types of cells always attached with the sieve tubes or sieve elements, hence they are known as companion cells. See the picture here children, companion cell. This is our sieve tube or sieve elements. Here one type of cell is called companion cell. This type of cells always attached with the lateral wall of the sieve tube. This is called a lateral wall, lateral side. So this companion cells always attach laterally to the sieve elements or sieve tubes. Clear children? Here companion cells may be equal in length to the companion accompanying sieve tube. So companion cells are having the same length when compared with the sieve tubes, or other cells may be divided transversely, forming a series of companion cells. So next we move on to Plurium Parenchyma. So the Plurium Parenchyma are living cells which have cytoplasm and nucleus. So this cells having cytoplasm and nucleus. Before we already said discussed the companion cell. The companion cell is always attached to the lateral walls of the sieve tubes. So the companion cell may equal in length to the sieve tube. The sieve tube and companion cells are both are equal in length, or mother cell may be divided transversely, forming a series of companion cells. Okay. Third one is Phloem Parenchyma. The parenchyma is a living cells and which have cytoplasm and nucleus. The main function of Phloem Parenchyma is storage. It stores food materials. So parenchyma is nothing but storage cells. It stores the food materials. Clear? The last fourth one is Phloem fibers. Sclerenchymatous cells associated with the primary and secondary phloem are commonly called as Phloem fibers. So these are elongated. These cells are also elongated, very long, lignified, and provided mechanical strength to the plant body. So the phloem fiber gives mechanical support, mechanical strength to the plant body. See the picture here children. We already discussed about the sieve elements. It is a long slender tube like structure, and this companion cell is attached laterally to the sieve tube. And third one is this is a sieve plate here. This is the parenchyma cells, Phloem Parenchyma cells. Okay. And very important one more question, difference between xylem and phloem. We already discussed about xylem and phloem, right? What is xylem? Xylem is a conducting tissue, phloem is also a conducting tissue. Xylem conducts water and minerals from the soil to all parts of the plant body. Phloem is also a conducting tissue, but it conducts food materials from the leaves to all parts of the plant body. Now we are going to discuss about the difference. Okay. Xylem. Xylem conducts water and minerals. Phloem conducts food materials. The conduction is mostly unidirectional. So unidirectional means from the bottom to upward, from the root to aerial part. Okay. So that is a unidirectional movement. The movement called a unidirectional movement, that is from the roots to apical part of the plant body. But in case of phloem, the conduction may be bidirectional. Phloem conducts like this and like this and like this. So it is a bidirectional form, leaves to storage organs and growing parts, or from storage organs to growing parts of the plant body. So it translocates, it conducts food materials to all parts, all direction. Okay. So the conduction in xylem, the conducting channels are tracheids and vessels. In case of phloem, the conducting channel is sieve tubes, we already discussed. Fourth one, the component of xylem includes tracheid vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. So first one is xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. These are all the components of xylem. So here the components of phloem are sieve elements, companion cells, Plurium Parenchyma and Plurium Fibers. These are all the components of phloem. So this is a very important question, children. You have to by heart difference between xylem and phloem. The next one more important question, the difference between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Children, you know about a meristematic tissue, right? So this type of cells are capable of cell division. It often undergoes cell division, right? Now we are going to discuss about the difference. Okay, so cell wall of the meristematic cells are thin and elastic. Here the cell wall is very thick. Okay, and then component cells are small, spherical or polygonal, and it cannot undifferentiated. The meristematic cells are undifferentiated. In case of permanent tissue, the components are large. It can differentiated with different shapes. In meristematic tissue, the cytoplasm is very dense and vacuoles are nearly absent. There is no vacuole at all. In case of permanent tissue, they have a very large central vacuoles and having nucleus and other cell organelles. The intercellular space is absent in meristematic tissue. In case of permanent tissue, intercellular space is present. So in meristematic tissue, the nucleus is large and prominent. So due to the presence of very large nucleus, the vacuoles are merely absent. In case of permanent tissue, the nucleus is less, it is very small, and according to this vacuoles are very large and the nucleus are very small, it is less in number. So then cells grow and divide regularly. The meristematic tissue, the cells of meristematic tissue, they often undergo cell division. It grows and divide regularly. In case of permanent cells, permanent tissues, cells do not normally divide. And then the meristematic tissue provides mechanical support and elasticity to the plant body. In case of permanent tissue, it provides mechanical support only. So these are all the main difference between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Thank you, children. We will see in the next class.